Yeah, moving firewood bugs me too, but for different reasons than the Emerald Ash Borers Association or whatever they are. Government disinformation, maybe. I was going to show you this Harman SF-160 I used to heat with, the boiler type system. I plumbed it in. I poured a base down here for the stove to sit on before I got it. Had to make it 150 mile one-way drive to get this stove, but I plumbed it all in. I re-sweated all the copper here, so these are the original gas boiler and this Harman are paralleled, and added some valving so that you don't have to drain the whole system down if you want to work on the circulating pump or anything else, or you want to take one of the heat exchangers out of the circuit, you can do that, open them both, whatever. You know, put plenty of valving in it. Every year we have to go through a certain maintenance procedure with one of these. Well, I'm getting ready to do that. Well, I actually started. They come with equipped with a nice set of Johnson Controls Alcostat. The three blue ones there are one of them. One of the thermocouples here belongs to that set of gear. This other thermocouple drives just an external red line process meter over here to give me a digital readout of water temperature in the loop. The loop probably holds 250 gallons of water total. It still uses the old radiators upstairs. This little box down here, I put that on there with some switches in it to control some other devices and modifications I've made to the stove. One of which is this. I'll see if I can find a light here. I can't find that thing on this. Added this 1-inch extension to this draft door here on the bottom. This is automatic drafting. So this opens and closes as heat is required of the system. I added this 1-inch piece here, welded it in so that I could insert a 3-inch equipment fan in there, and which I did. So it's wired in there. You can't tell it's there. It's hard to, you can't really see it, but that gives me a little extra control on days where the the atmosphere is just right. Get temperature inversions and stuff, and you can't get this stuff to draft. This stove is plumbed out through the existing chimney and 6-inch pipe. I install 6-inch pipe in it in 8-foot sections. Lower it down in there and make the connection down here on the bottom over here behind this plate. I had this whole corner of the chimney knocked out, and we installed some support in there to support the weight of the pipe and the elbow there at the base. So we have access to that, and also there's a little door here to provide drafting around the pipe if I feel it's necessary. One of the chores is the creosote on the inside of the stove. The tubes have a tendency to get really packed off, as over here. I haven't done those yet, and this stuff will get really tough if you don't do it regular. If you wait 4 years like I did the first time, you're gonna have to beat it out of there with a hammer and a special tool. Yeah, so you don't want to do that. So I'm in the process of cleaning that right now, the inside of the firebox. After that, we'll move on to the elbowing on the back, and this is all going to come off. I installed it with some asbestos tape. It's not really a tape. It was 1.5 inch wide stock, asbestos stock, and underlying that is some cat exhaust manifold sealer. Pretty good stuff. And then of course clamped it. Works really well, very tight, and so it's going to be kind of tough breaking all that stuff apart, but that's our next move. We've got to get in there. These elbows are full of ash. You can always tell because the thermocouple is mounted in this one over here, and the base of the elbow feeds this cat pyrometer here that, well, it's reading stack temperature now, 82 degrees. So yeah, Dash has got to come out or she won't breathe with a hoot. It's got to breathe. So that's our next move. We'll go from cleaning the firebox out to that, and I'll give you an idea what that looks like in there. Well, I always end up looking like a chimney sweep before this process is over with, but we got most of it out of there. It's kind of tough to use this bar in there with a hammer to get this stuff knocked off the top of those tubes, but it's got to be cleaned. So we got that little part of the project done. I'm going to wash up now, and we'll move on to the next little nasty chore. Okay, we got the elbows off of it, and as I suspected, yeah, she was packed full of ash. Not full, there was a little bit of room there for gas to draft out of, but it was definitely due for it. Same thing with the lower elbow. I'll remove that one, and then we can access the back of the stove, get in there with a vacuum and get all the ash out of there. I don't have much creosote buildup down at this level. I went ahead and removed the access panel so we could take a look at the elbow and lower portions of the stack. Check the thermocouple wiring and all that. This is the bracing I put in there, welded in. Well, was mudded into the masonry when I put it back together. It was necessary because there's 27 foot of pipe sitting above this that it takes to get to the top of the structure, so we had to have the additional support. Got that off. That's just a normal part of the procedure. Okay. This is the stuff I was so frantically searching for a word to describe earlier when I was tongue-tied. It's a real thin asbestos. Pretty handy stuff. I've got a whole roll of that. We coat the pipe and the tape or the asbestos with this high temperature manifold sealer, this CAT product. I used to use this on the 3516s to install turbochargers and, well, anything in the exhaust. The pipe that's in the chimney is a 24 gauge. It's not as heavy as I'd like, but it is some of the heavier stuff you can purchase. It mics out at about 20 thousandths wall thickness, actually. So, okay, let's move on to something else. I don't think I mentioned that this is a dual fuel stove. This stove is made to burn coal also, and on occasion I do burn a little coal. I've got some anthracite in 50-pound bags. This is produced by Redding out in Pennsylvania, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. It's charcoal size, pretty handy stuff. Burns with a pure blue flame, doesn't leave much ash. It's a very nice product on the really cold days, or if you want to just a little boost in the system, a little coal will do it. I've got about 1,500 pounds of that stuff stacked here somewhere. And I guess that just about wraps this thing up. I'll vacuum the rest of this stuff out. We'll put the pipe back to it, and next thing will be to rack in about, I usually bring in a rick of wood and stack it between these ceiling jacks here, and that way we got a good stack of wood in here. And once a week, after, you know, replenish it, but it's not too bad. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed a look at the Harman, spiral flame stove system. They make a very good stove. I've got to hand it to them. High quality stuff. We'll be going on 7 years now, and we're very happy with it. So thanks for watching.